Hello guys. Today's topic will be about understanding humor and idioms in Mandarin culture. It is going to be a very interesting topic today. So let's move on to our first slide, in which we will be talking about some facts about humor and idioms. Humor is often subtle and word-based. Mandarin humor relies on puns, tone play, and cultural differences, not sarcasm or like irony. So idioms, also known as chengyu in Chinese, are deeply valued. Idioms are four character-based expressions drawn from classical stories. Using them shows education and cultural respect. Also, uh, your understanding towards the culture itself. So it's very important to be able to understand them. So, what are idioms and slang? So, idioms, 成语, fixed four character expressions with figurative meanings, are rooted in classical literature. Let's see an example of that. We have one idiom as an example here, which is 对牛弹琴. 对牛弹琴 actually means playing the lute to a cow, meaning wasting words on somebody or someone who doesn't understand anything. Uh, Then next we have slang, which is 俚语, informal or modern expressions used among younger generations or in casual settings. Um, and we can see an example of that uh, in uh, in the example given below, which is Thai. Thai means literally a vegetable. Literal meaning is vegetable, but it is used as a slang for somebody or someone who is really bad at something. For example, a noob in gaming or someone who is not really capable enough in any particular activity in which he is participating or he is supposed to do. So these are some of the definitions, or you could say examples of idioms in front of us. And next we have some examples of Mandarin idioms here. And one of the first example is 同甘共苦. And 同甘共苦 means delight, shared delights and common hardships to share life's joys and sorrows for better and for worse. So this is one of the first example we see on this page, and there's a sentence regarding it as well, which is 他是可以和你共痛感共苦吗? Uh, which is like denoting that is he able to like deal with the common hardest hardships or stuff with you while being with you. So this is one of the common examples that we see here. So I'm going to repeat it again. The first one is 同甘共苦, and the example is 他是可以和你同甘共苦的伴侣吗? It's about it's a discussion about a life partner or someone you are going to spend your entire life with. So the matter of saying is like, is he able to like endure all the common life joys, sorrows, and hardships with you together? Because uh, when we are talking about life partner, it's about like going through a lot of hardships and all that stuff together. So 他是可以和你同甘共苦的伴侣嘛? So this is the first example, and then we have the second example, which is 甘之如饴. 甘之如饴 means to endure hardship gladly, a glutton for punishment. Um, so it means to endure a certain type of hardship in a way that you are not bothered about it. So The example we have here is 我很喜欢打篮球. I like uh, playing basketball a lot. So this is the first example we are seeing regarding this idiom. 再辛苦的练习都甘之如饴. So he's trying to say that it doesn't matter how much hardship I have to endure while practicing it, I am still more than willing to do it. So it's like enduring the hardship gladly as a sort of punishment or something like that, and not willing to give up on it. So the example is very uh, nice in this case to help us understand this kind of idiom. So 甘之如饴，我很喜欢打篮球，再辛苦的练习都甘之如饴. So I like playing basketball a lot, and it doesn't matter how much hardship I have to endure in order to like play it. I am willing to like take it on me. So this is what the person is trying to say. And then we have the next idiom, which is uh, call me Fujian. Call me Fujian means a sword in the belly, uh, which literally means hypocritical and murderous kind of intent or something like that. So the example we have here is 他是一个口米福建的人，你要小心 means the person is trying to say here that the person he is mentioning or talking about is like he's a very hypocritical kind of person, so you have to be very careful about that person. And then we have the next idiom, which is 挂羊头卖狗肉, and it means to cheat, uh, dishonest, uh, dishonest advertising, like wicked deeds carried out under banner of virtue. So it is something about like uh, that is dishonest, either through advertising banner or something like that. So the example we have here is 现在网络上有很多挂羊头卖狗肉的广告，不可尽信. So it's trying to say that uh, these days on internet there are too many fraud schemes and advertisements and banners like that. We shouldn't be trusting such kind of websites or banners that easily. And the next idiom we have here is 肉包子打告有去无回. Basically, 肉包子打告有去无回. It denotes a kind of scenario where once one thing is gone, it can never come back. So it's usually about something that goes and never comes back. So the example sentence we have here is 你结钱给他，就像肉包子打告有去无回，他一定不会还的. Means you are lending money to him, but it doesn't seem like he will return it back. So it's like you give money to somebody and it's gone forever, and you have no hope of like getting it back. So this is the next idiom that we discussed just now, and then we have the next one, which is 鸡毛蒜皮. 鸡毛蒜皮 means describe unimportant things and about some tribal matters. So the example sentence is 这些都是鸡毛蒜皮的小事，别吵了. So the meaning the person is trying to convey in in this sentence is all of this is about unimportant things and some tribal matters, and these are all small matters. No need to like argue about something like this. And the next one we have here is 僧多粥少 means not enough to go around, or another say literally means like demand exceeds supply. So the example sentence we have here is 因为僧多粥少，每一个人能分到的钱不多. So he's trying to say that due to demand exceeding supply overall, uh, the share, the part of money share for each person is not enough. And next idiom we have here is 不为无道迷遮养, meaning describe a person, it describes a person who refuses to lose his integrity and will not brown nose the rich and the powerful. So the example sentence here we have is 现在这个社会无为无道米遮咬的人越来越少了. So uh, basically it's trying to say that in this present era or in this society, uh, a person who refuses to lose integrity, our tribal matter or something like that, is like becoming more and more less. And then we have the next one, which is 画饼充饥, meaning to allay one's hunger using a picture of cookie to feed on illustration. The example sentence we have here is 画饼充饥不能真的解决问题，要实际行动. So the example sentence says that uh, to satisfy one's hunger, just using a picture is picture of that particular thing is not enough. You have to be realistic with your approach. So we cannot like we cannot act upon our imaginary feelings regarding certain something. If we want to get that, then we have to be realistic in our approach and be practical in our approach. So this is what he is trying to suggest here. And then we have the next idiom, which is 完美止渴. 完美止渴, it means to quench one thirst by thinking of plums to console oneself with illusions. So the example sentence is 我买不起别墅，只好看房子广告来完美止渴. So basically, the person is trying to say that I cannot buy a villa, but I can just see some ads of house of different houses and uh, doing all that just to quench my thirst regarding like buying a property for myself. And then you have the next idiom, which is 饮水思源, which means when you drink water, think of its source. Don't forget where your happiness comes from. Be grateful for all your blessings. Okay. 做人要饮水思源，不可忘恩. So he's trying to say that uh, in order to become a good person, we have to be grateful for what we have. Okay. And that is very important uh, because uh, the gratefulness towards oneself, especially uh, re regarding self-evaluation of yourself, is very important if you are to succeed in daily life. So, uh, in this idiom, it is being suggested that when you drink water, think of its source. Don't forget where your happiness comes from. So be grateful for what you have. Okay. The next idiom we have is 分一杯羹, means to share a cup of rich soup, describes one's desire to scramble for a piece of action. And then the example sentence we have here is 这个例子的可以赚很多钱. 这个安置的可以赚很多钱，大家都想分一杯羹。这个案子可以赚很多钱，大家都想分一杯羹。It means that this case, in this case, there is a lot of money to be earned, so everyone can have it his own share or part of it. And the next one we have here is 姜是老的辣，姜还是老的辣。爷爷的方法, the example we have here regarding this idiom, it means that ginger gets spicier as it gets older, the wiser. So the example sentence we have here is 爷爷的方法果真最有效. The example sentence is he tries to use the idiom first, which is 姜还是老的辣，爷爷的方法果真最有效. It means that uh, grandfather is really expert in doing stuff, and his methodology or method is like the most effective one. So it means the older the person gets, the the wiser he becomes, and the more wisdom he gets with the passage of time and also experience. And the next idiom we have is 哑巴吃黄连, means no choice but to suffer in silence. So the example sentence here we have is 他在这件事上受了委屈，却不能告诉别人，真是哑巴吃黄连，有路说不出啊。It it means that regarding this matter, he has suffered a lot, and yet he's not able to like tell other people or other person. So it it's a feeling of like no choice but to suffer in silence because he can't say anything. Okay, so the idiom was 哑巴吃黄连, meaning you are in a situation where you do know how much grave or serious your actual situation is, but yet you are not able to say anything about it. So the last one we have here is 倒吃甘蔗, meaning all things are difficult before they get easy. Okay. So the example sentence is 学习就像倒吃甘蔗，坚持下去就能享受成果. Means studying or learning is just like uh, those things that are difficult at the start, at the beginning, and later on, if you are persistent enough to be able to continue with them, then obviously you'll be able to enjoy the result or to see how much fruitful it would be in the end for you. So this was our last idiom in this example, and now these idioms are also divided in a category like this. Like uh, the word for category here is lei. So 甜是类 means sweet category, which which is denoted here with the idioms, and then we have 植物类. 植物 means plants and plants type of category, and then 六之类 fluid type of category, like the concept used in each idiom. And then we have 淀粉类. 淀粉类 is a starch type of category, and 肉类 is meat kind of category. Uh, Category represents the source of vocabulary being used in these idioms in actual terms. So these were some of the examples. And now let's discuss about top 10 everyday idioms that are like commonly used in Mandarin culture. So the first one is 马马虎虎 which is so or careless. Literally, it means horse, tiger, tiger. But it actually means so or careless, being careless, or the situation is like so. It like someone asks you ni hao ma, how are you, and you are like replying with this kind of idiom like mama ho means I'm so, not doing too well, not doing too bad either. It's like just so. And then you have the next one, which is 一举两得，一举两得, which means uh, killing two birds with one stone. In other sense, 一举两得. Literally, it means one action but two gains in the end. And then you have the next idiom, which is 自相矛盾,自相矛盾, which is self contradictory. Okay, so literally it means one's spear attacking one's own shield. So it's about it's about an idea that you have in your mind, but it's kind of contradictory in a way that you are still not like able to trust or have faith in that idea completely, because you have some self contradictory feeling about that thing, like the consequences or the stuff related to that. And then you have the next idiom, which is 井底之蛙. 井底之蛙 is like a person with a narrow view. Literally, it means frog at the bottom of a well. So 井底之蛙 is a person with a narrow view, or literally uh, frog at the bottom of the well. So when we use 井底之蛙, it will mean that we are using it for a person who is not very knowledgeable about certain something or about the topic we are discussing. So it is used generally for a person who has a rather narrow view about certain things. And then you have the next one, which is 花蛇田鼠. 花蛇田鼠 is ruining something by overdoing it. And literally it means drawing legs on a snake. So if you overdo something in a way that it messes up everything, this kind of idiom will be used to represent such kind of scenario. So 花蛇田鼠. And then we have some next idioms, which is first one here is 亡羊补牢. So better late than never. So fix the pen after, literally it means fix the pen after sheep or lost. So 亡羊补牢, better late than never. And then you have the next idiom, which is 在王失马, a blessing in disguise. So literally it means old man at the frontier loses a horse. And the next idiom you have here is 一石二鸟, two birds with one stone. Okay. Literally means killing two birds with one stone. Same meaning as in English. And then you have the next idiom, which is 举一反三, learn by analogy. Learn by analogy. So 举一反三. Okay. Raise one and infer three. Literally it means like that. And next we have the last one here in this slide. 爱不释手. 爱不释手. It means love something so much that you can't let it go, or you are not willing to let it go. Okay. And in this example, in this picture, we can see kill two birds with one stone. 一石二鸟. So 一 is one and stone, 石 is stone. and is two, and 鸟 is bird. Okay, so 一石二鸟 kill two birds with one stone. Now let's discuss about some of the common slangs we have uh, here in Mandarin culture. One of the first words we are going to discuss here is 打工. 打工 means a part-time job or to work. 我在咖啡店打工. 咖啡店 means a coffee shop. 店 is shop and cafe is coffee. 在 actually represent the location here. 打工 means to work. Okay. And 我 again is a personal pronoun here. So 我在咖啡店打工 means I work at a cafe. Okay. 我在咖啡店打工 means I work at a cafe. And then we have the next one, which is 易服空. 易服空 means fashion addict. Okay. And now we are talking about someone, a person. 他是一个易服空. 他是一个易服空. She's a fashion freak. 他是一个易服空. And 他是个易服空. 他 means she, and 是 represent the feeling of is am in this particular sentence as a verb, sporting verb. And 个 is the particle here, and ifu means clothes, or and 空 means generally it literally means controlling something. Okay, but ifu kong as a whole word, as a slang, it means fashion addict. So 她是个 ifu kong. She's a fashion freak or addict. And then you have the next one, and 帅哥, which is for handsome guy, and 美女 for pretty girl. So the first example you have here is 那个帅哥是谁? 谁 means who or whom. Okay, 那个 means that. 帅哥, then again, handsome guy in other sense. 是谁? Who is that handsome guy? So if you want to use this expression for a pretty girl, you can replace the vocabulary within the same sentence to do it. Like for example, 那个美女是谁? So that will mean who is that pretty girl in other sense. So we have the next word here, which is 烦死了. 烦死了 means so annoying. 他每天发信息, he sends messages every day. 烦死了. He texts, he's sending me texts every day. It's so annoying or something like that. So 他每天 means every day. 发信息 means to send messages. 烦死了. It's so annoying in other sense. 他 means he. 他每天发信息，烦死了. So he texts me every day. It's so annoying. So texting is like kind of scenario uh, where someone is sending you messages every day to the point where it gets annoying for you. So it's kind of that scenario here. So 他每天发信息，烦死了. And then you have the last one here in this particular slide, which is 上班族. Uh, 上班族 is office worker in other sense. 我是个上班族. So it literally means that I am 9 to 5 worker. Like I'm a worker who works from 9 to 5 almost every day. So 我是个上班族. Next, we are discussing about humor in context. Okay. So for the humor in context, when and where, like formal settings, for example, in business meetings, humor is used sparingly. Light jokes may appear after a rapport is built, In casual settings, like for example, among friends or family, humor is more relaxed. Wordplay, teasing, and storytelling, it's more common there. And in online and youth cultures like memes, internet slang, and satire flourish on like social media platforms like WeChat and Weibo. Public speaking or teaching, like in that kind of scenario, moderate humor such as idioms or puns can keep the audiences engaged. Okay, so traditional events or ceremonies, uh, in that case, humor is usually avoided and respect and formality are emphasized in other sense. So now we have some examples of Mandarin humor here. In the first example, as we can see, it's about uh, having a need of a friend. So 需要个朋友给我发短信。短信 means SMS. It's not the normal message that we were discussing before. So he's trying to say that I need a friend who would be willing to like send me SMS in other sense. 需要个朋友给我发短信. Okay. And the next we have is 需要开心一下。需要开心一下 means need a laugh or or a method where I'm like able to laugh. 给我打电话。给我打电话 means someone who is willing to call me as well. Okay, so he says that need some happy moments and need some laughter moments and also need someone who can like give me a call in other sense. 给我打电话. And then you have the third one, which is 需要钱您拨打的电话已关机. The first one says 需要钱 means need money, and the second sentence is 您拨打的电话已关机.拨打 means to dial. 电话 is like the phone number here. E means already. 关机 means powered off. So the number you dial is like powered off. In the next section we have pa. Pa is a word which is like short abbreviation for the word papa, which is for father or dad. So the short abbreviation being used is pa here. 爸，我出去了。我出去，出去 means to go out. 了 is uh, like showing the completion of action here. So 爸，我出去了. So dad, I'm going out. And then we have the next scenario here, which is 你是在告诉我，还是在请求我的同意？你是在告诉我 it means are you just telling me 还是 or 在请求我的同意 or asking for my permission. 同意 is like permission and 请求 is like asking in this uh, case or in this scenario asking someone politely. So 你是在告诉我还是在请求我的同意？请求我的同意 means asking for my permission in this case or scenario. And then the last one we have here, 我在问你要钱. I'm asking you for money. So for cultural tips regarding these kind of scenarios, Mandarin humor is often subtle and indirect. It may rely on wordplay, context, or double meanings. This is the first point here. And the second point, don't expect loud laughters. Smiles or like light chuckles are more common than boisterous laughs in Mandarin culture. So This is also an important point to note here. And then in the third part, jokes are often like they involve idioms or tonal puns. Understanding Mandarin pronunciation helps a lot with these kind of scenarios. It's okay to ask for like an explanation. You can say that 你可以解释一下吗 means can you explain it a bit? In other sense, 你可以解释一下吗 and watching Chinese variety shows or skits, they often reveal some common comedic timing and styles that are like used in uh, daily life Mandarin culture. So this is about some of the cultural tips that are very important to like take note of. And in this lesson, we mainly discussed about some of the most commonly used slang words or like idioms. And now, before finishing our actual lesson, we are going to like focus on some of the idioms again that we studied today to practice a bit or to get a better understanding. Uh, in the example of Mandarin idiom section that we like went through earlier, the first one we had here was 同甘共苦. 同甘共苦 means share like shared delights and common hardships to share life joys and sorrows for better and for worse. So it could be better or worse involving both. And the example we learned in this scenario was 他是可以和你同甘共苦的伴侣吗 means is he the right person for you as a life partner who would be able to like endure all those hardships together with you in the longer run. And the next one we have here is 甘之如饴, which means to endure hardship gladly. Gluten for punishment, which means that enduring the hardship in a way that you are not bothered about it and you gladly take it. Like 我很喜欢打篮球, I like playing basketball a lot. 再辛苦的练习都甘之如饴. So it doesn't matter how much it's painful to like do practice for it. I'm still like more than willing to endure all that hardship gladly. Okay. And the next one we have is 抠米不见, which means a sword in the belly. Uh, in literal terms, we can say hypocritical and murderous kind of intent or scenario. 他是一个口蜜腹剑的人，你要小心。他是一个口蜜腹剑的人，你要小心。Means he's a very hypocritical and murderous kind of person, like a hypocritical person with a murderous kind of intent. So you have to be very careful while dealing with that person. And the next one we have is 挂羊头卖狗肉, meaning to cheat, like dishonest advertising, wicked deeds carried out under banner of virtue. So 现在网络上有很多挂羊头买狗肉的广告，不可尽信。Okay. So what he's trying to say is that nowadays on internet, on online platforms, uh, there are a lot of false advertisements regarding the items or services they offer. So we must not be willing to trust those easily. And the next one we have is 肉包子 打够有去无回 means what's gone can never come back。你借钱给他，就像手包子打告有去无回，他一定不会还的。Means, you have lent money to that person. It's just like what's gone. It's never supposed to be ever coming back. So, what he's trying to suggest that he will not be willing to like return it back in the future. And then the next one is 鸡毛蒜皮, which means describing unimportant things and tribal matters. 这些都是鸡毛蒜皮的小事，别吵了. Means these are all tribal or small matters. There is absolutely no need to like uh, quarrel or like even argue about it. And then the next one we have here is 僧多粥少. It means not enough to go around, or literally it means demand exceeds supply. So 因为僧多粥少，每一个人能分到的钱不多。So because of not having enough uh, supply and more demand, uh, it was not possible to have better distribution of wealth or money among all the people or all the persons. So the next one we have here is 不为吾道米折腰。不为吾道米折腰 meaning describing a man who refuses to lose his integrity and will not brown nose the rich and powerful. 现在这个社会，无米因为舞蹈因为不为舞蹈米折腰的人越来越少了。现在这个社会，因为不为舞蹈米折腰的人越来越少了。So it means that the society we have today in these modern times, because of that, uh, a person who refuses to lose his integrity and will not be pronounced rich and powerful. These kind of people are like becoming more and more or less under the current circumstances of the society we have. So, 无为无道迷遮腰. It literally means that describing a man who refuses to lose his integrity and will not brown nose the rich and powerful. And the next one we have here is 花饼充饥, meaning to allay one's hunger using the picture of cookie to feed on illusions. So the example sentence we have here is 花饼充饥不能真的解决问题，有实际行动。So so imagining one thing doesn't really resolve any any issue or any problem. So we have to be practical in our approach. And the next one we have here is 望美止渴 means to quench one's thirst by thinking of plums or to console oneself with illusions. Just like the example sentence we have here is 我买不起别墅，只好看房子广告来望美止渴。So I cannot buy a villa. So I can only watch some of the ads of houses uh, just to quench my thirst or by thinking about these kind of things. So the next one we have here is 饮水思源. meaning when you don't, meaning when you drink water, think of its source. Don't forget where your happiness comes from. Be grateful for all your blessings. So 做人要因学思愿，不可忘岸. So as a person, we have to be grateful for what we have and for what we are. So this is what the sentence is trying to suggest. So be grateful uh, for what you have or what you are. Then we have the next one, which is 分一杯羹. 分一杯羹 means uh, to share a cup of rich soup, describe one's desire to scramble for a piece of action. So 这个案子的可以赚很多钱，大家都想分一杯羹. So basically, what he's trying to say is that um, the people trying to handle this case, they can earn a lot of money, so everyone can have their part of share as well. And the next one we have is 道之甘蔗, meaning all things are difficult before they get easy. 道吃甘蔗, 道吃甘蔗, all things are difficult before they get easy. So 学习就像倒吃甘蔗，坚持下去就能享受成果. So the example sentence is learning something is also just like having something that is difficult before it get easy. So if you are persistent about this kind of scenario or phenomena, then you will be able to enjoy a fruitful outcome in the end. So this is what the sentence is trying to suggest here. And then the next one we have here is 哑巴吃黄连, which is meaning no choice but to suffer in silence. The sentence we have here is 他在这件事情上受了委屈，却不能够使别人，正是哑巴吃黄连，有哭说不出啊. Meaning that regarding this matter he suffered a lot, yet he is not able to tell this matter to another person. So it's really a phenomenon of like having no choice but to suffer in silence because he cannot say anything. And the last one we have here is 姜是老的辣，姜是老的辣, meaning ginger gets spicier as it gets older. The older, the wiser. And the sentence we have here is 姜还是老的辣，爷爷的方法果真最有效. So he's trying to say that the older, the wiser, uh, grandfather's methodology or method is still the most effective one. And the category of these idioms is like divided into certain categories like 甜食类, 甜食类, the sweet kind of category in which these kind of like a similar vocabulary is used, and then 植物类, plants kind of category in which we are discussing about Chang. Chang it generally means ginger, okay? And then we have Liu Zilei, which is a fluid kind of category, as you can see. In these idioms, vocabulary is being used is like related to that. And then we have Tian Fan Lei, which is a starch kind of category. Yeah. And Rou Lei is for meat, as we see here. And now repeat some of the common idioms that we learned today. First one is 马马虎虎. Second one is 一举两得. And the third one we have here is 自相矛盾. And the fourth one is 井底之蛙. Then the next one is 华蛇田足. And after that we have 亡羊补牢. And then 塞翁失马 and 一石二鸟. And the other one we have here is 举一反三. And then 爱不释少 爱不释手, loving someone so much that you can't let it go. And the common slangs we had discussed today, 打工, first one, and 一夫空, second one, and 帅哥美女, and 烦死了. And then you have 上班族. So some of the humor in context, where and when to use, we already learned about that. And these were some of the examples of Mandarin humor. I'm going to repeat for everyone. 需要个朋友给我发短信，需要开心一下给我打电话。And then the third we have here, 需要钱您拨打的电话已关机，已关机。OK，爸，我出去了。And the next one we have here, 你是在告诉我，还是在请求我的同意？ And the last one, 我在问你有钱。So the cultural tips that we discussed, simply Mandarin humor is all often subtle and indirect. It may rely on wordplay, context, or double meanings, and you cannot expect louder louder laughter or stuff like that. Smiles or like light chuckles are more common in these kind of boisterous laughs. So jokes are often like they involve idioms or tonal puns. Understanding Mandarin pronunciation can help a lot. It's okay to ask for explanation. Like for example, we discussed it, like how you can ask about it. So 你可以解释一下吗？你可以解释一下吗？ is something like that. And after that, uh, another important point is that watching Chinese variety shows or skits, they often reveal some common comedic timings and styles. So this is pretty much it for today, guys. I hope you will enjoy the lesson a lot and hopefully see you again next time. Thank you very much. And this is pretty much it from my side for today. If you have any questions, anything you want to know, discuss, please feel free to let me know. Thank you very much.